Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and well, this is my Star Trek review of the 1996 movie Star Trek First Contact. And it was a big hit, yes. I remember seeing it in the cinema, and me and my friends, we couldn't decide whether or not it was the best Star Trek film ever, but I said, well, it's better than Generations. Yes, we all agreed on that. It was better than the previous film. And yes, the general public agreed Star Trek First Contact was a hit. Yeah, made a lot of money. And 1 year later, so 1997, there was a movie called Contact, which I haven't actually seen it myself, but it's called Contact because it's about the first time you ever contact alien life. And Star Trek First Contact is all about the first time Earth contacts alien life. So, yes, well, trying to cash in on the success. Imitation is the best form of flattery, yeah. Contact has nothing to do with Star Trek, but yeah, it's the same principle, yeah. Anyway. Star Trek First Contact was a big hit, had lots of action, lots of laughs and everything, and perfectly timed because it was the 30th anniversary of Star Trek. So yes, a big hit in a significant year, so yes, everyone's pleased about that, yeah. Unfortunately, I have little or no visual aid. All I've got is this tiny Borg ship. It is tiny cube, as you can see, but if I hold it like that, it looks a lot bigger. Yeah, okay, there, that's... Whenever you think Borg, you think cubes. Yeah, the cube, yeah. And, well, the last film, Star Trek Generations, that was the last time we ever see Enterprise D. It was also the last time we ever see Geordi LaForge's visor thing. No, now he has his eyes open like that, and he has these strange, like, contact lenses of digital technology inside them, and like that. They look like very weird contact lenses. But anyway, that's what Geordi has now in order to enable him to see. And, well, I could sort of see this coming even before I'd seen the film. Enterprise D is destroyed, a new next generation film. Logically, it's going to be the Enterprise E, and my guess was absolutely correct. Yes, now we have a new Star Trek Enterprise NCC 1701E. And, so yes, the bridge looks different and everything, and the uniforms are slightly different than before. Yes, this is a whole new format, yeah. And, we have a little cameo by the hologram of a doctor from Star Trek Voyager, or technically it's not him, it's a copy of the Voyager hologram doctor, because they need him to create a distraction at one point in the story. And apparently that was Robert Picardo's idea. Yes, he wanted to cameo in the film. Thought that would be cool, you know. If it's a modern Enterprise, it'll have a modern hologram doctor, so that makes sense, yeah. And, well... I really enjoyed Star Trek First Contact, yeah, and you don't have to be a particularly big Star Trek fan to enjoy it. It has a much more broader audience, yeah. And in a way, Star Trek First Contact reminds me of Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. Because, well, you see, Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan is not a direct sequel from the previous film, but it is effectively a sequel to an episode of the original show. Now, in the same way, Star Trek First Contact is not connected with the events of the first one, but it is... It's like a sequel to an episode of Star Trek Next Generation, in which Jean-Luc Picard is captured by the evil Borg, and they assimilate him, or half assimilate him. They haven't quite finished the process yet, where they put all those tubes and wires attached to his body. And, well, he manages to be disconnected, but even after he's returned to normal, it's an experience he'll never forget. So when the Borg want to assimilate planet Earth, you know, This is a personal as well as professional vendetta. Yeah, he hates the Borg. How dare they try and take over Earth? They've gone too far this time, yeah. And the Enterprise travels through time with the Borg cube, or is it a Borg sphere? Well, one or the other. Anyway, they travel through time. They've assimilated Earth and they've completely changed human history. And one of the crew says, well, if it's changed human history, how can we still all be here? Well, the time warp thing must have protected us, so we're the same as we are from our future. So yes, explain a blooper or possible blooper in the film itself, yeah. And, okay, it's nitpick time. In spite of the fact I enjoyed it a lot, a few little things that could have been done better. For a start, we have the Borg cube, right? And the Borg sphere comes out. I think that's the thing that does the mission, the evil mission to take over Earth and assimilate Earth. But why a sphere? That's too similar to the Death Star. Why couldn't it have been, I don't know, a cuboid? Or a three-dimensional triangle. Why a sphere? That's too similar to the Death Star. Come on, make some more effort to be original, yeah. But, Other than that, I guess you just have to go with it. Maybe it's a tribute to the Death Star, I don't know. And, oh yes, my other nitpick is the story takes place, I think, around about the year 2079, because they travel backwards in time with the Borg to save Earth. And so the Borg want to simulate Earth before the Federation is formed, and 2079, Earth is just recovering from World War III, so it's all in ruins and chaos and everything. They can't defend themselves. And yet, this inventor, he invents a rocket that he calls the Phoenix, which is the first ever Earth vehicle to do warp drive. It can go the speed of light. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure there's no way humanity could work out how to make an engine that can do the speed of light in less than a century from now. No, for something as advanced as that, you'd need at least 1,000 years to figure it out, so... Yes, it should be set a lot further in the future, but that's my opinion, yeah. And this man who invents the warp drive thing, the Phoenix, he's like the equivalent of the Wright brothers to them, the first pioneer of warp drive technology, just as the Wright brothers are the great pioneers of modern aircraft. But the thing I found interesting was when they meet this great inventor, he's not really like a hero. He's not virtuous and pure. No, he's a mercenary. He invented it in the hope of making lots of money with it. Yeah, because it's in a time period when they still use currency. Yeah, so deflating a great historical figure, if you like. Nevertheless, he does the job and he helps them save Earth. It can only do warp speed for about a minute, but that's long enough to do what they need to do. Make first contact with an alien race that can help them and everything, yeah. And, okay, I'm running out of time now, so I'll say overall an enjoyable story. Mr. Worf, who, although he's not part of the crew, he conveniently is in the right place at the right time to join them, because it wouldn't really be a Next Generation story without him. And, something very nifty. Data, yes, he does his bit to help the crew and everything, and he, just by turning his head like that, he can deactivate his emotion chip. Yes. So for me, in a way, that's kind of symbolic, yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you could have done that in the Generations film?